bringing you the latest news from Monterey Athletics. This is the Plainsman Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back to the High School Fan Zone on Monday night, February 24th. I think this is the last Monday in February. February always confuses me. We're in the Plainsman Fan Zone and got some special guests here tonight. If you're watching on TV, you can see we've got the Class 5A Division II State Semifinalists. How's that sound, Jill? That's a pretty cool thing. I mentioned this to Aaliyah earlier. That's pretty cool to be able to say.
Yeah, it's weird. We're in the state tournament, but it's separate.
Yep.
It's so different. I'm
going to let Jill not talk very much tonight because we
need her tomorrow.
She's got the coaching laryngitis going, and as Aaliyah said, they're going to need her tomorrow night. So
she's on Bucharest.
She's gonna wave and approve of what Ambrosia Cole and Aaliyah Chavez have to say here, because these two are very media savvy anyway, and these are two girls who have accomplished and achieved and done a lot. But Aaliyah, like I mentioned to you today when we chatted, this is rare air. This is not where you guys have been before. How cool is that to be sitting here talking about playing in the state semifinals tomorrow night?
I mean, it's super cool. I'm blessed to be in the opportunity. I think we have a great team, and the only thing that's going to stop us is ourselves, for sure. I think everyone plays their role well and knows exactly what we need on the team, and that's all we need for us to do to win.
6:30 Tuesday night at Hardin-Simmons against Frisco Memorial, which is a very powerful, very good team. Ambrosia, have you stopped and kind of let everything soak in since the other night, or are you just focused in on what's ahead here?
I'm just focused on what's ahead, because at the end of the day, our goal is to win state. So, it is cool to look back and look at all the progress we made, but at the end of the day, we still have more games and to win state, of course. So I just keep looking ahead and focusing on the next game, which is tomorrow.
Ambrosia, you were pretty big to you guys getting there. Aaliyah's always going to be big because of what she brings to the table, but you had the steal and 2 free throws in the final minute the other night. I remember a few years ago you maybe didn't have as much good fortune at the free throw line late in the game. Mm-hmm. Coach and I have talked about this a lot. You're so much different now. You don't let things bug you as much. Well, that didn't bug you because you were making free throws, but when it was your time to step up the other night, how confident were you that you could take care of business?
Not gonna lie, I was a little nervous, but I just feel like I locked in, and because I know my team needed me at the moment, so I was just let me play hard these last 2 minutes, because we have a pretty good chance, and that game was ours, and I feel like we really deserved to win. So I just felt like I'd step up for my team and really lock in and focused on, the free throws and the layup and stuff. So, yeah.
So Aaliyah's been around for so long. You've become like the big sister to everybody. Yeah. And you've known this young lady for a while. How proud of her were you to see her come through like she did in that situation?
No, I was super proud. Definitely on the free throws, I could tell that she was a little nervous. And I knew once she seen that first one go in, all the nerves left her. So definitely I was super proud because she stepped up big for us, and that's what we needed for her every game. And I think that's going to help us in the future.
I mentioned this to you earlier today when we talked. You've gotten so used to this. We ran a picture on my website. I don't know if you saw it, Jill, where Aaliyah was going up for a shot and all 5 Argyle players were collapsing in on her. You've gotten used to that. Yeah. I don't know if you ever completely get used to it, but knowing that you're going to get that much attention, to have Ambrosia do what she does, to have Ari, we're going to talk a lot about Ari after the break when we come back about what she's done. And I talked to you and Chloe Cerna earlier today. Knowing that other girls have started to kind of embrace roles and accept what they can do to help you win, how much has that helped your confidence?
It helped me a lot. I feel like once everyone starts stepping up and hitting the shots that we need or making the stops that we need, it's just going to help me open up my game and everyone else's game, and that's going to help us win at the end. That's all we need for them, is to step up big so that we can win.
You said something that caught my attention earlier today about why this season means more to you, about playing with girls you played with so long. Why expand on that?
This team is kind of special to me because most of these girls I've grew up with. We played middle school ball together. Me and Bobo have been playing together since 3rd grade, 4th grade. So they're like sisters to me. So just winning with this group would just mean the world to me, just because I'm winning with them.
I lied on the picture I'm thinking of. There's only 4 girls in the picture, so it's the 5th one was taking the.
It was on Bro actually.
Yeah,
they were on Bro.
Or she was paying attention to Ari. We're not coming up on the break too quick, so we'll go ahead and talk. Ari, talking to her the other day, I mentioned this to Coach. It's been cool to watch Ari go from a sophomore who was just nervous all the time and just kind of all over the place to now. She took over the interview the other day, didn't she, Ambrosia?
Yes.
She was like, I could have stepped out. I just let her run it. Her confidence level, her maturity for both of you girls, how different is that for you guys to have her back full time this year and to be doing what she's done this season?
It's very different. Ari's a big piece to our team, and with her, because not a lot of people have 6'5" on their team, so she's a big help. And sophomore year, like you were saying, she wasn't as confident, but now that she's confident, it's such a relief and a big help, because she gets in, she rebounds, she runs the floor. She's been running the floor a lot, and I feel like that's been helping us big time. So yeah, it's just nice having her back as her confident self, because that's what we need to win. So yeah.
And Aaliyah asked you about an energized Ari is a scary Ari if you're the other team.
For sure. She just does so much for our team. That girl could give us 20 rebounds and 6 points, and she would be perfectly fine with it. But what anyone else doesn't see is her. When people go for the layup, she's making them miss. Even though she doesn't block it, her hands are up. It's making them miss. It's making them not want to go all the way to the bucket. And I think a lot of people don't talk about that a lot, but that girl is a big part of our defense and why teams don't score as much as they need to score.
I think I mentioned to the coach earlier, Argyle wanted no part of going anywhere near the paint after a while. They started looking for shots and trying to score other ways, because Ari, she's hard to shoot over and to get around. So we're going to talk more about the Lady Flames. We get a few extra minutes with them since it's the final segment of the night. We're going to talk about their game coming up against Frisco Memorial. They're 35-5. That's an incredible number to talk about. But Frisco Memorial is 33-7, so they know what they're doing on the basketball court as well. That is 6:30 Tuesday night at Hardin-Simmons University in the Class 5A Division II State Semifinals. Let's see if I could get Ambrosia to smile when I said that. Because there's 4 teams alive. You guys have a chance to make some history here. We'll be back after this break on the on the Plainsman Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score. I'm Randy Rosetta.
Diving headfirst into Monterey athletics. You're listening to the Plainsman Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back into the Plainsman Fan Zone on a Monday night. I did say Plainsman that time, right? I didn't give the Matadors any more credit. The Monterey girls are one of 3 UIL teams still alive in the playoffs. They play at 6:30 Tuesday at Hardin-Simmons University against Frisco Memorial. The Estacado boys are at home. They're in Lubbock at the Rip Griffin Center against Seminole, 7 p.m. Tuesday. And the Friendship boys are also in Abilene at McMurray against Little Elm at 6 p.m. Tuesday. All 3 teams have a really good chance, especially this group sitting to my left here. They're in the state semifinals for the first time since 1990. The first time since Aaliyah's been there, which is a big deal because you came into this season. I remember when you sat here to my left, you made it pretty clear you had some pretty lofty goals.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like obviously since I was a freshman, my goal was to win state. And I put my mind to it every year, and somehow every time I come up short, but I feel a little special about this year. I mean, it's my last year. Why not make it my best?
It's been pretty good so far.
There you go.
Okay, so I told you guys I was going to brag on Coach if I can get the internet to work with me here, because Coach she's played in a state championship game. She's won a state championship game. And when she played, what was it called back? I feel bad saying that. It was just Borger, or was it Borger Phillips at the time?
Just Phillips.
Just Phillips.
Yeah,
okay.
Borger's a whole different.
Hey, Coach, you've survived a school changing names and everything.
Wow. It was just always Phillips.
Okay. Well, good enough. She played and won in a state championship game. Do you want to say the year, or do you want me to say the year, or no?
I don't care.
She's a vocalist.
That's right. I'm sorry. 1976. and my internet's not agreeing with me. So Aaliyah and I talked about this earlier. Jill Schneider scored 35 points in the state championship game. What'd you tell me a minute ago? What is she?
She's a legend.
She's a legend.
A legend. She hates when I say it, but she is.
Ambrosia, we're going to give us the third vote.
No, she's a legend. She's a legend.
She's a legend who not only scored that, but also an Olympian, All-American at 2 places.
She going to make you run with me.
You can just nod.
You can only be Olympian from one place.
But I mean All-American for 2 places, yes. So you guys play for a legend who's been a really good coach for these last, I'm not going to say how many years, a long time. What would it mean for you guys? I mean, it's meaningful for you guys, what's happened, what you still have a chance to do. But to get coach there, to get coach something that she hasn't accomplished, what would that mean to you?
It means a lot to me. I mean, me and Coach Schneider have a great relationship. So just being able to help her win and me get a win, I mean, it'd be a miracle. I mean, not a miracle, but like we'd be great. It's a lot of emotion right there.
What about you, Robo?
It definitely means a lot because at the end of the day, like she's been helping us, trying our hardest to, build this team together and just help us get ready for state and get ready for, all of the games. But I feel like it'll be a very emotional moment, like she said, because we all work hard together, and I just feel like it'll be a very good moment to take in.
It was emotional the other day. I mentioned this to Aaliyah when I talked to her. You could sense the relief, the enjoyment, and everything else. I posted a little video. That's not my strength, but I watched you guys, and Aaliyah could just kind of see your shoulders. It was like a weight was lifted off your shoulders. Why was that? Why was it that breakthrough? Why was that important to you?
All my 4 years or 3 years, I never got past that round. So just getting past that round just meant a lot for me. I think it helped a little bit, like, oh, okay, like, we're good now. Like, time for the next game. And now I think my team's focused for the next game, and I don't think anybody can stop us now.
You guys have a pretty good chance.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that nobody would argue with that. Bro, same thing for you. You haven't been. You've got 1 year less than Aaliyah, but seeing you guys break through and get to that next level, what did that mean to you?
It meant a lot because, like, this is the furthest we ever been, like, all my 3 years. And, like, next year we might not have as much of a chance, but, it was a very, like, a relief because I just feel like we just worked so hard for it. And, like, it was like we live to see another day moment. Like, we live to see the next game. So, yeah.
And it took some work because Argyle was really good.
Yeah, they're a great team.
What did you, besides Bro coming through at the end and you doing what you do for 32 minutes every night, what did you guys finally do to subdue them?
I think we just, I think everyone just stepped up big for us in that moment. We all played great defense. We had some great runs. People made some great stops, made some great buckets for us, and I think at the end of the day, that's what mattered.
We're going to come back and talk about what lies ahead for the Lady Plainsmen after this break on the Plainsman Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.
Your inside look into Monterey sports. This is the Plainsman Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back to the final segment of the Plainsman Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score. I'm Randy Rosetta. I'm joined by 3 very important members of the Lady Plainsman basketball team. Legendary coach Jill Schneider. On my far left, if you're watching on TV, Ambrosia Cole and Aaliyah Chavez. She can't make me run. She can just scowl at me. So, which I don't know if coach has ever gotten mad at me too much. So. We are talking about the Lady Plainsmen playing in the Class 5A Division II State Semifinals, first time since 1990. They won the state championship in 1981, which I looked that up. Monterey was very regularly in the state semifinals there for a while. That was a pretty good run for that school back then. I finally got my internet to work. I'm going to find this 1976 state championship game in a minute. You girls have looked at Frisco Memorial. You know that they're not there by accident. They're really good. Aaliyah, what do they do well that you guys have to be ready for?
Definitely just attacking the basket. I think Ari's going to be a huge person to step up this game just because they like to attack the basket a lot. And I think they're press for sure. They like to press and try to get us flustered, and that's not gonna happen with us.
What about you, Ambrosia? What did you see?
They play real physical and like scrappy. So I feel like the beginning of the game we gotta like hit them early. We can't let them hit us. And yeah, like they don't really look to shoot really, but I mean if they do get it, they might hit it, but and that's pretty much. Oh, and then they don't look to up tempo that much really.
They slow it down more. So yeah. We play our game up tempo, then I think I'm pretty sure we got it in the bag.
Coach said something to me earlier today that caught my attention. She said that Argyle is kind of similar to Amarillo High, and that Frisco Memorial maybe is more comparable to Tascosa. Which you guys played both of them twice, split with both of them, but you got a good idea of how two different styles will work. I talked to a couple of guys from Friendship earlier today. The playoffs is all about adjusting to different styles each game. Do you like the fact that this is going to be? It sounds like they play a lot differently than Argyle. So you guys, as Aaliyah said, you don't mind getting up and going. Do you like the fact that it may be a little bit different game than you saw the other day?
I like it. I mean, I definitely think this is gonna be a game of who has more heart, I feel like. And I think my team is ready to win and has the most heart. And if we push the pace and make sure that we start off as how we need to start off, then there's no one stopping us.
So I think Aaliyah was surprised when I said this to her earlier. I've never seen this kid nervous or anything in 4 years watching her play. Ambrosia, how does that help you guys to see this young lady who's as good as anybody that's ever, probably better than anybody that's ever played in Lubbock, that she doesn't get nervous? She's just going to go out and be Aaliyah.
I feel like her not getting nervous, it helps the rest of the team, like, to make them not nervous, because, like, that's just the type of person Aaliyah is. Like, we never got to worry about Aaliyah going out there and worry about this person, worry about this, because there's no need to. Like, she's going to go out there and do everything regardless. So I feel like her, like, being the way she is and confidence and not nervous, it does help us a lot, like, being off her energy and stuff. So, yeah.
Flip the script here. What does Ambrosia bring personality-wise and kind of emotion-wise that helps you guys?
You know, Barbo's always the one to hype us up. Like, if we get an N1, we make a shot, she's always going to be there to hype us up. So I definitely think that's a huge part. Like, for me, if I make a shot, I want to see someone hype me up. And I feel like that's Bobo's. Like, she sees me make a shot, she's there to hype me up, and that keeps me going. And I feel like it keeps the team going, because once me and Bobo are going, then everyone else starts going. Everyone else wants to play defense, get rebounds, and we push the ball more. And I think no one's stopping us.
If you're having to hype her up after every shot she makes, you're pretty busy.
Oh, yeah, all the time. But, hey, like, if I do, she's going to keep making them, so I'm done. It's fine. I don't mind.
You mentioned defense, and Coach was talking between segments about something the Argyle coach mentioned of how well you guys play defense. I don't think you get credit for that enough. I think people see that you guys can both score a bunch and forget that Monterey's defense is pretty dang good. How big a key is that going to be tomorrow, and then if things go well, if you get to Saturday?
It's huge. I think if we play great team defense, then no one's scoring on us. Like, the only way they're scoring on us is they get a wide open layup, because everyone's there to help. Everyone's there making sure they got their man, and no one's going to score on us just because we're there and we're talking and we're communicating, and then our defense becomes offense. I think that's why a lot of people don't talk about it, because everyone sees our offense, but they don't see the defense before that. The defense became our offense.
Well, they've played a lot of offense. They've played a lot of defense. They're 35-5 going into the state semifinals. Monterey's first since 1990. They're trying to punch a ticket to get to the state championship game, which I believe is 11 a.m. Saturday. I promised Coach I wouldn't get her to talk about it, but I can talk about it. 11 a.m. Saturday at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. That's been the Plains and Fan Zone. I'm Randy Rosetta. This is 100.7 The Score. We'll be back Wednesday night.